Hi, and welcome to Rudy's the Sue's Science Fantasy Experience. So, a few weeks back, I was round at my in-laws' house for a Sunday roast, and it was post kind of Christmas time, and I was speaking to Rich, my father-in-law, and he was like, "All these stuff's got to go up in the loft, but I've made room, and I've got all this stuff out of the loft," and he goes, "I want to show you some stuff." And he'd found some old scale electric and loads of cool bubble bath ones, like loads of Bertie Bassett, all sorts, loads of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Disney ones, and a big stack of board games. And he said, yeah, have a look at the board games, because I've promised the scale electric to my brother, because he'd literally got some from his wife for Christmas, so he built up a big whole track in his spare room, and he's like, "Oh yeah, my brother's got loads in his loft, I'll pass it on to him." And we go over to the board games, and I'm like, "How long have these been in the loft?" "Oh, like about 25 years. And I'm like, "Wow." So we go through the stack of board games, but as we go through in the middle, I'm not really paying attention because I've got a ton of board games and I didn't really need any more. But out of the corner of my eye, I spot a beautiful matte painting of what I think looks like the mole from Thunderbirds. I'm like, "What's that?" And he's like, "Oh, I've got no idea." And I go, "I think I bought loads of these in a job lot from a car boot sale." And here it is. It is a model kit of Thunderbird 2, and it had a 30p sticker on it, so it I think it jogged memories in Rich's mind of when he got it, and he was like, yeah, it must have been like 92, 93, and yeah, I definitely paid 30p for this, and I was just like, the box is incredible. I just, "Look how beautiful the artwork is," I say to him, and he's like, yeah, it's lovely. He's a huge collector of vintage advertising, so toys are not really his bag. And he goes, "Well, do you want it?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah, I do." I hadn't even seen inside it. I literally wanted it for the box, because the box is just absolutely beautiful. I've never heard of this company in terms of model making, but it's just an absolutely incredible piece of artwork, and as the saying goes, they just don't make them like that anymore. It's just really stereotypical of the 60s when Thunderbirds came out, and being that he said it was from 92, 93, there was that huge resurgence of Thunderbirds back on BBC Two, and I even feel like BBC One. And this, I'm just like, "Are you sure you want to give it to me?" And he's like, "Hell yeah, definitely. Add it to your collection." And both of us hadn't even looked inside it, but it's all in there, and it's mostly all built. So here is Thunderbird 2. So we've got the main aircraft, and it comes with a pod, and it comes with Thunderbird 1. I don't know if you can catch those on the screen because they're quite bright. And then you've got Thunderbird 4, the mole, and Thunderbird 5, and a whole slew of bits to add onto it so it can stand. So I've obviously now got a project. I'm gonna finish building it, but it's super cool. It needs a bit of work. It needs a bit of TLC. I'm gonna get rid of some of the glue and the flashing, but it all It all fits in, and do you know what? I think I'm going to give it the Warhammer 40k treatment. I'm going to prime it all up, get it into a much more stronger hue of green, and I'm going to start getting dry brushing and getting it look slightly damaged, being that, you know, international rescue, that, you know, their vehicles aren't pristine. And what else? This is inside it. It talks about the decals, the wet decals, but this is done on a typewriter. So this really, it makes me think it's possibly even older than, you know, the early 90s. And, you know, here we have the instructions that build it, which they're like fully printed, but that's typewritten. Could you imagine, like, how many of these did they make? And each person typewritten. Yeah, that's great English. Typed out all of these instructions to, you know, how to put wet transfers on. So super cool new project, but I'm more excited about the box art because it's just evocative of nostalgia, and it's what my channel is all about. Which leads me on to the final part of the video, because I feel like there'll be a part 2 when I've finished building it and tidying it up. Inside the box was a handwritten bit of paper, and I'm going to read that out to you because it's incredible. Let me read it out to you. Base, cardboard box. Tissue box. Control tower, butter dish. Roof, paper plate. Middle launch tower, large yogurt pot. Sawdust in green paint. Sandpaper for beach. Windows for control tower. Runway, card. Swimming pool. Swing door with paper. Clip. Cheese spread. Not too sure what the cheese spread part is. I feel like it's possibly a Primula box. Steps by pool. Sponge on green paint. Trees for runway. Pipe cleaners. Question mark. I have just read out the ingredients and recipe to making Tracy Island from the 1992-1993 Blue Peter episode, where I feel like it might be Anthea Turner or Katie Hill had made Tracy Island out of all of these household bits and pieces. Because in that year, or 92-93, whenever it was, Tracy Island was the most sought after toy on the toy shelves, and it was constantly sold out. So Blue Peter went and showed a step-by-step instructions on how to build your own Tracy Island. Blue Peter was fantastic for doing stuff like this. I remember back in the 80s they showed you how to make a turtle's sewer hideout from a shoebox and a loo roll. So for my American subscribers and my other worldwide, I know there's a subscriber from somewhere in the Pacific, Blue Peter was a very wholesome, family-orientated children's TV show where they talked about current affairs and pop culture at the time, and they made household bits into fun toys for kids. And if you are interested in getting your own Tracy Island, please send a stamped addressed envelope to Blue Peter, BBC TV, PO Box 20, London, W12 6BP. Which you can't do anymore because television studios closed down. Anyway, I digress. Stay tuned to the channel to see me finish building Thunderbird 2 and bringing it to its absolute glory. This is going to be a fun finish, build and paint. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video and Figure Force video. Thanks. Bye.